Hi, we're back again, and this morning we are now joined with Kelly Shorts and Darla Corah from Simply Caring, which is a nonprofit organization here in Statesville. And I'm going to let them tell you a little bit about what they do. So let's find out how these two women make a difference here in our county.
Okay.
So, why don't you tell us about
Dana,
what you
we are focusing on helping the aging adults in our community that need help with bathing, grooming, dressing, light housekeeping, transportation to the grocery store, to the doctors. And we're focusing on the people that maybe they don't need a lot of help that is required by a larger home care agency at this time. Maybe they just need us to come in 1 or 2 days a week. Maybe they need help going to the doctor and they don't have family here that can transport them to the doctor. We will come, take them to the doctor, stay with them during their appointment if they would like, or sit in the waiting room if they do not want us to help understand what the doctor says, and then take them back home. Sometimes we have some clients that need companionship. They don't have family here to spend time with them. We have one client that comes to my mind that we go once a week, and we either take her to the doctor, we take her to the grocery store, we take her out to eat. And then her caregiver as well can help her with light housekeeping tasks. And they have become friends. They are friends, and there's just a special bond there. And we can do things like taking you to a family member's house, maybe that they don't get to see this particular client in mind. We are going to take her to see her sister, and she has no other way to see her twin sister. So helping them there, because that piece is important as well. We do have a registered nurse on staff that if we provide any personal care, the nurse writes the care plan, determines what is best for the client based on their needs and the wishes of the family. So we can help with bathing, grooming, dressing, ensure that they have no skin breakdown, ensure that they're eating properly. Our mission is to help those people that don't have the financial means to make sure that they are safely in their home.
Okay, great. Wow, y'all do a lot.
Right.
You do it all.
We do.
And you serve not just the aging, correct?
Correct.
You do have clients that are what are considered underserved, that don't have the finances
Yes.
to go with some of the more expensive agencies.
Correct.
Is that
Next week, we are actually starting with a new client who I would not consider aging per se at this moment in time. She is unable to do some of the needed daily cleaning tasks and making sure that her home is safe for her environment, but it's based on her medical conditions. So she's not aging, but she is, has that disability as well.
Right.
So
Okay.
there is that need there.
We also assist in assisted living centers. I just signed up one that I met his daughter through Meals on Wheels, which we also do too. And she's like, "Oh, you are my answer to a prayer." She said, "I've been taking care of my daddy even though he's in this facility. She doesn't want him to be in the room by himself." So we go in the evening for a couple of hours and just have fun with him. He loves to do puzzles, loves to watch those old Westerns, so that's what we do.
Okay.
You know.
Well, that's really cool.
And that particular gentleman, we went to eat with him in the dining hall. And as we get to know him better, we may take him out to eat and bring him back to
Right.
the facility.
That's great.
So the families don't feel like they have to be there all the time. And while we're there, we're an advocate for him as well. They're making sure that he is safe and that everything
Clean,
is going
dry.
like it should.
Right, right.
So I'm always about the bottom line, so the money. So how does the funding work for this?
Well, we are contracted with the Iredell Council on Aging. So we have a contract with them based on if their client that they send to us is a level 1, meaning no personal care, or a level 2, meaning personal care. We will have our certification to service veterans within the next month. We are approved for that process. We are just waiting for all the paperwork to be completed. So we will be able to service veterans in the Iredell and Alexander communities by the end of November.
That's great.
And then the board of directors, we have a great board with very prominent people in the community, such as Dr. Smith, Dr. James Smith, a retired pediatrician, Robert Colvert, Mariah Speck, who is with the Hospice of Iredell, and many other people on our board. We are needing to recruit a few more board members. If anyone is interested, please contact the Simply Caring office. But the board has voted as well that we will be getting certification for Medicaid clients.
Nice.
So we do want to be able to service Medicaid, people on Medicaid and CAP as soon as possible.
Nice.
Well, what would you say is the greatest needs, or what are the greatest needs of your organization right now?
I would say our greatest need is having the surplus of funds to ensure that the people have the amount of care needed to remain safe. Let's say if we have someone that maybe they can only afford 3 hours a week, but they really need 10 or 11 hours for it to remain safe. And that recommendation on what is needed to remain safe is recommendation by our registered nurse. 3 hours is not going to be good enough for Miss Smith per se. She really needs 10 hours to make sure that her home is clean, that she is clean on a more daily basis. Maybe she has compression stockings that need to be changed more than one time a week.
Or you take the VA client who, all he's going to get is 9 hours, but our nurse says, gosh, he could use 15 hours. We need the funds to cover that because the VA is like, no, our nurse says that he only needs this.
Right.
Well, you're not in the home every day to see his needs.
Right. They don't see what they really need.
Right.
And their families may not have the money.
Right.
A lot of vets don't have the funds.
Right.
And they deserve it. They've provided the service to our country.
Definitely.
They deserve it.
And the VA shouldn't be so tight on it. I'm just saying.
You're
I mean, it's just,
exactly
it's
right.
like they provided a service.
Right. I
And
agree.
why be stingy with it? If they need it, they need it.
That's right.
Well, you look like you were about to say
Well, I was just
something.
going to say, so how do you go about bringing together those additional funds? Do you have a regular process for that, or opportunities, places that you get funding?
We have been so gracious to have just received a grant from Energy United.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Wow,
so that is our
nice.
very first large grant that we have received funding from the Energy United Foundation for $10,000, and we were so grateful, and that is amazing. We have received a grant from the Rotary Club of Statesville for $2,000 as well,
Wonderful.
and local churches. Bristol Baptist Church has donated. Made a donation to Simply Caring. We are working on and finalizing a donor brochure, our sponsor brochure. So we will have that out all in the community. Darla and I want to be able to go speak to churches. We want to speak to all of the Rotary groups and let people know that we are a registered
That's very smart.
501(c)(3).
Yes.
And if you want to be able to give back to this great community and be able to have it written off as a tax donation, we can.
Right.
We are a 501(c)(3).
And the other way is, with that, if you are an Energy United customer, check that box to round up. When you round
Yes.
up, that's where those funds
So,
go
folks,
to.
listen, if you go online, right?
You can go online or on your bill.
or on your bill.
Right.
Check the box.
That says
Round
round
up.
up.
That's fabulous.
Now, do you have to actually make a notation of
No, say like if
where
you're,
it's going?
No,
Okay.
if your bill is $102.03, they'll round that up to 103. And you're done.
Eh.
So that 97 cents goes to
A general.
a general fund.
A general fund.
Yes.
Okay.
And they have a process. You have to fill out an application for the grant process for them. But they help individuals in the community as well. They told us about an aging adult, actually, that their bill was astronomical, and the lady was going to go back to work to pay
Yeah,
her
and
bill.
she was in her 80s.
Oh my
And
goodness.
she was going to go back to work to pay
Wow.
this bill.
Oh, my
because
goodness.
she's like, I need to pay my bill.
Wow.
So they were
like,
able to cover her bill, and then the company determined why her bill was so high and helped her make the changes to make it what it
Right.
should have been.
Yes. Energy United is a great. charitable.
Yes.
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 Agency.
They are. They are.
And I think that awareness, I have not heard about Simply Caring. So it sounds like you're kind of filling the gap between the need, a limited need, and something that's prescribed from like maybe an outpatient situation that the bigger company might fill. So,
Yes.
Who knew
Because-
that this, service is available?
Good, because we can work with the hospitals with their discharge planners and say you're being discharged with hip surgery. You just had that. But you need just a little bit of time
Right.
to have somebody come in and help you with that. We can do that because
So what
it's
you
such a
were
limited
and what
time.
you were saying is less than 12 hours.
Right.
Otherwise, the 12 hours is covered by major medical or Medicare.
Or home health, like
home
Iredell
health.
Home Health Agency.
Well,
you
a
know.
lot of your larger home care agencies require a minimum.
Oh, they
so we
require-
want to
okay.
fill
Gotcha.
that gap of, well, I don't need the minimum.
Right.
I
okay.
just need
I
you,
understand.
10 hours, or I need you to take me to my doctor's appointment.
Right.
And then I don't need you.
Or like my husband has a procedure tomorrow. He can't drive afterward.
Right.
We can
So-
take you.
So,
We can do that.
So I mean, say somebody's having a similar procedure and they can get there. Maybe they shouldn't, because then they'll have their vehicle left there. But
Right.
so something like that, it's great.
We
to
fill
have
those
that
gaps.
opportunity.
We
Yeah.
want to fill those gaps.
We had a client in Alexander County. Actually, this one particular person, she needed a colonoscopy. Well, she couldn't drive there.
No.
So we were able to take her there. But since then, we take her to other doctor's appointments, and we see a need there
Yeah,
on a regular
absolutely.
basis.
Definitely.
Yes.
So we're trying to convince her, let us come in every other week. Just to
Right.
make sure that you're eating well.
Yeah.
We can prepare meals, leave them in the refrigerator for her to heat them up. She can cook, this particular person, but I don't think she's cooking very well for herself. And she is elderly, and she's had some health issues where I don't think she's cleaning the way she needs to make sure that she doesn't get sick or get infections, and that we can help with things like that as well.
Well, it sounds like you ladies are definitely making a difference
Yes.
in not just Iredell County, but in Alexander County.
Yes.
Is the other place you work out of, right?
Yes, but we are a majority right now of the people we serve are in Iredell County.
Well, I definitely see this as a great service where you are making a need, and I love. We just called our fundraiser "Bridging the Gap"
Right.
to homelessness, and you are bridging
Bridging
the
the
gap for
Home health
care.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate the service that you provide, and thank you so very much for taking your time. Is there any? You look like you were about to say.
Well, I was just
something.
going to say thank you, ladies, and the Women's Club of Statesville for having us here.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
You're
and
welcome.
helping us to
Right.
spread the word.
Absolutely.
You know,
Well,
and anybody out there who wants to help, give us a call.
Yes, if you would like to make a donation to Simply Caring, I'm going to put a plug in for you. Please give them a call. Do you have the number that you can?
Yes. Our office line is 980-223-2504. And the email address is helpingissimplycaring@gmail.com. We are located at 117 North Center Street here in downtown Statesville.
So if someone needed to access services with you, they would contact you at
Yes.
at
At
any
that
of
number,
those
yeah.
Yes.
email or telephone.
They can contact us. The care consultation is free, no charge.
Nice.
Darla or myself will go out and meet you, explain to you what we do in great detail, just to make sure it's what you need.
Great.
And it's what you want.
And that's what you
Well,
want. Yeah.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
ladies, for your service.
Yeah.
We really
It's great.
appreciate your time this morning and what you do for our community. So
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.